Good morning, guys. So I just want to take a minute to say how awesome are coffee filters. Seriously, I paid $1 and let's see, we've been married like a year and a half and I'm still on my like batch. Granted, you know, like I do coffee, like I make a pot like once or twice a month. It used to be a lot less than that, but still, even still. Coffee filters, man, everything needs to be like a coffee filter. Just, you get a bunch, you pay a little money, and it lasts you a long time. Coffee filters, man. Coffee filters. Hey guys, so I just wanted to talk to you today about anti-religion. Now, this is not meant to offend anybody. I am just talking because that's what I love to do. And yes, I am a nobody just like you. I have no authority other than I am a creation and I can speak of what I know and what I believe just as much as you can speak of what you know and you believe. But I do want to say that I have been involved in 2 religions and I kind of feel like I'm like in the middle of the 2 most popular religions of the world. So I just wanted to give a little talk about that. First of all, I grew up in a Christian home, Southern Baptist, completely, I wouldn't say strict, but definitely high morals, high standards, everything like that. It was infiltrated in me, all of those beliefs. And still to this day, it is hard for me to kind of separate my mind from what I was taught versus what I believe now. But I did it, obviously, in a lot of different ways because I became a Christian at 14. I struggled with the religion ever since that moment. A lot of people say that I was never a Christian because when I was 22, I converted and became a Muslim. But for those people, all I have to say is screw off because when I go into something, I give it my all and I become whatever I dive into because that is just my personality. I'm all or nothing, completely obsessed, completely focused. That is just me. So I was a Christian. I gave it my all. I believed it. I talked it. I got other people to become Christians. It was just this big, crazy evangelist time in my young adult life. I always felt that, yeah, I believed in God, but why wasn't I getting my answers? You know, and every time I'd ask somebody, they'd always say the same thing, and it was always the same issue that everybody gives. Well, you just have to have faith, you just have to believe because the Bible says so. All of those kinds of things, and that was not good enough for me, guys. That was not good enough for me. So I started studying religions, and I loved the culture and the different languages and the different foods and just the different experience of Islam and the fact that they believed in only one God. But there was a lot of things that I didn't believe with Islam that I just thought, well, I can just foo-foo that away, like it's nothing. Before I start talking about my conversion and how being a Muslim was, I just want to point out that I do still believe in a God. I don't believe in a male or female God. I believe in a higher being, a higher power, a higher supreme divine being of some majestic realm and force and energy and something. Because think about it, guys. If you're gonna make something, you're not, and this is what drives me crazy, is the Christians say that we're made in God's image. Well, if we're made in God's image, how come we have so many different images? That does not make sense to me. Maybe our souls were created in a way to reflect the divinity and the energy force and stuff of God because it's not flesh, you know, it's not fat and everything like that. I don't know. But to say that we humans are made in God's image, I just find it to be a bit egotistical in a way. Like, and I honestly don't believe that we are the only beings in the universe. I think I don't know. That's what I think. I think I don't know because I've never traveled outside of the universe. I've never even traveled much out of America. You know, like, I have no idea, and neither do you, because none of us have traveled to another dimension, another universe. It just does not make sense how you could say that. I personally believe in a God that gives you logic. God created all of us with a brain, and I believe everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason. So I cannot believe in just have faith, or blessed are those who believe and have not seen. I can't believe in that, because what I believe is a creator that not only creates me to have a brain, but creates me to use it, and creates logics that I understand so that I can get closer to my creator. Does that make any sense? Like, I feel like living earth, being creation, I need to experience creation. I need to be a part of creation. And I just feel like coming together with everything is going to be this whole worshipful experience that in the most way is going to glorify God the best. Like, if you're good to people, if you're respectful, if you do all these wonderful things, and yet you connect to creation, I just feel like that's just full circle, man. Full circle. That's what I believe. Now, I became Muslim when I was 22. I actually started studying Islam when I was 16. So I went in with a good amount of knowledge, but what I lacked is a lot of friends, a lot of experiences in actual life, because a lot of what I was learning was from online. That's it. That was the majority of my learning and connecting and everything through Islam. Some of the things I didn't agree with was, I did not agree with the 72 virgins. I do not agree with multiple wives. I do believe love is such a beautiful thing, and yes, you can love more than one person, but I think marriage or your partnership, whatever you decide is best for you, it should be shared with only one person. Because once again, I believe in many different relationships. I believe you can have many soulmates. I believe you can only have one twin flame, and that means just one person who shares your soul, who connects with you, who gets it, and you're like this twin that just fits like that. Those were like the majority of the things that I did not believe with Islam. Now, I went full-on Muslim because I said, when I get into something, I really get into it. I wore the scarf. I wore all the long sleeves. I did everything I could do. I did not believe in praying at certain times, or praying in a specific way, or eating a certain way, or speaking only a certain language. That to me is baloney. Pure on 100% pork baloney. Don't tell me how to talk to the divine being that created me. Who are you? You're a creation just like me. Who gives you authority? And it just blows my mind how people in religion think that they're the only ones. They think that their way is the right way. They think that if you have a different way, you're automatically going to hell. And it's just, I just don't believe that. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe in a God who loves agreeing to the terms that people who don't use logic and common sense, who believe in stories that have been retold over generations through different translations, through messed up translations. Like, it just, I just can't. I can't even, guys. I can't even. So I quit being Muslim because it was like, I just kept hearing things just coming at me. And I'm like, that don't make sense. That don't make sense. No, that's not right. I don't believe that. And finally, it was kind of almost an overnight thing where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't be a part of something that I'm not 100% into, or I can't believe 100%. Like, I just cannot do it. So why I'm talking about this the other day is I was looking up some comedy for anti-religion, and the other day I actually went to the doctor, and one of the questions they asked me for whatever it was, what religion am I? And I kind of like stumbled over myself when I said nothing. I was like, I was like that, because it was so foreign to me, because I've been in some kind of religious atmosphere and upbringing since I was born. You know, like for 27, almost 28 years. And I'm like it was so foreign to me, to say nothing as far as like religion. But it's true. Guys, I have sat in pews in churches. I've sat in chairs in churches. I've been to a Buddhist temple. I've been to mosques. I've been to Catholic churches where you stand up and you stand down and you stand up and you stand down. I've not yet been to a temple though. But to me, God does not exist in a building. And to say that's God's house or something like that just doesn't make sense to me, because God doesn't need a house. God is not human. God does not have the needs that we have. And it just, once again, I just can't wrap my head around these things. Like, God is not anything to do with earth other than he created it. And you can feel his spirit through the wind, through anything of creation, because he made it. It's like, when you make it, you have your own special touch to it, and you present it and you're like, this is mine, I created it, it's amazing, look at what I did. And that's kind of how I feel like God created everything, the universes, humanity, everything. And I just it's driving me crazy, because it's one of those things where I do not know, and neither does anyone else. You can tell me all you want what's going to happen when I die, what's going to happen if I do this or that or this or that, but you don't know either. And I can't take your word for it, because I believe that my creator gave me logic, if that makes any sense to you guys at all. Now, the 10 commandments, right? We all know the 10 commandments, but I know not to steal. I know that I shouldn't talk bad to my mom and dad, even though sometimes I do. I mean, I'm human, right? So yeah, I've broken some of the 10 commandments. So, but you still have that instilled in you, and I don't really think that those are commandments. Those are kind of more like moral codes that you're just taught when you're little. Like, it just doesn't seem right to me. And the Christians, guys, you are so freaking easy when it comes to like damning everybody to eternal hell. Like, it's just, whoa, hold the phone, whoa. And the Muslims are quick to do it too. And what's the most ironic thing about it is that when it comes to religious beliefs, I'm not saying people in general, I'm not saying, you know, maybe you have a friend that's a neighbor or something, but if you get Muslims and Christians together, they are going to debate until one of them bites someone's head off. Like, it is intense, yo. It is super intense. And I just don't understand, because their beliefs are a lot of the same. I don't know, but their core beliefs are so similar. They both believe in Jesus. They both believe he's a messenger. They both believe he's coming back. They just have little differences. And the Jews don't even believe in hell. So it's like, you can't even decide what religion to believe, because Jesus was a Jew, guys. In case you didn't know, Jesus was a Jew. Jews don't believe in hell. But then the Christians come along and say, we're following Jesus. Well, if you're going to follow somebody, then do what they do. Be what they are. Practice what they practice. Go with them. Don't create a whole nother something that totally is like, goes against what this person is that you're wanting to do. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, if my friend is going to Stop and Shop and she's like, hey, why don't you come meet me at Stop and Shop so we can hang out? I'd be like, sure, I'll be right there. And then I go to Walmart. Does not make sense. And that's like the ironic thing. Then that wasn't satisfying people, so then Islam came about, and it's like, yeah, we believe pretty much the same thing, only we're going to change this and this and this. So you got another change. And it's like, to me, if you're going to say that you follow Jesus, really follow Jesus, right? A lot of Christians will 100% admit to the fact that the Christians, after Jesus had died, that they needed protection from the Romans. So they all got together, they had this big meeting, And they said, okay, but we're gonna have to change some things, you know, we'll give you protection, but you gotta give us some satisfaction too. So they changed a little bit of it, and bam, you got the Bible. So, you know, and notice, God never actually wrote the Bible. No God ever actually wrote anything. It's all written by man who they say were influenced by God or had visions or blah, 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 blah. Well, I have visions too, but if I write it down, that doesn't mean I make a Bible or some holy book. It's called a journal. And it just really frustrates me because I don't understand. I don't know. But it's just one of those things where I believe what I believe. And I'm going to continue to believe what I believe, even though sometimes I don't even know what I believe, because I don't know 100% anything other than I am me, and I'm gonna do me until the day I die and just follow what I feel is right. A lot of you guys know that when I get super stressed, I like to go to the creek that's right over here over by our house, and our bodies are made up of a huge percent of water. Like, our bodies are mostly water. I feel like when I am in the water that I just like melt into it. Like, I just feel like part of my soul leaves me and it just meets with the water. Or when I feel the wind coming even in through the house, or when I'm outside somewhere and I feel the wind blow through my hair, or when I breathe in the wind, I feel like I'm becoming even more a part of nature and even more something beautiful. And that is just a whole worship experience in its own. And I feel more satisfaction with that than sitting in a pew listening to somebody tell me I'm going to hell, or sitting in a mosque telling me, you know, don't do this, don't do that, do this, do that. Like, I can't do it. I can't speak Arabic. I can't pray on time every day, because that's just not what you do, you know. And I can't believe in a God that doesn't give me logic. It just doesn't make sense. The Bible also says to not have sex before you're married. This is debatable, but it says to not drink wine, or that Jesus turned water into wine or something. Well, anyway, a lot of people say that you're not supposed to drink wine. Okay? Don't do anything bad. Don't do anything harmful to your body. Don't sleep with your stepmom or your stepdad or your brother or your sister. Well, guess what, people? This is 2015 in America. Guys are sleeping with guys, girls are sleeping with girls, stepdads and stepmamas are sleeping with the kids, brother and sisters are sleeping together in really mountainous parts of the country, and you got this whole big jumble of everything going on. You've got STDs, you've got druggies, you've got drunks and alcoholics, you have all these bad things going on that we were told not to do as Christians, but then I don't know what, 90% of America says it's Christian. Like, hello. Doesn't make any sense to me. So I just wanted to throw a couple things out there, get you guys thinking. Like I said, I don't want to offend anybody, but this is just some things I've been thinking about, and I just found ironic while I was watching some comedy that they were just really hitting the nail on the head. So I just wanted to kind of make my own video just to kind of throw it out there that you are beautiful, you are loved, and you are a creation, a created being. So worship whatever creator you choose, but please, 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 you do not know anything 100%. So guys, there is no harm in saying I don't know. Thanks for watching, guys.